An expert explains what we really need to understand about these murder hornets, these Asian Japanese giant hornets. According to recent press reports, two Asian giant hornets, a species not known to occur in North America, were found in northwest Washington state in late 2019, and a hornet colony was found and eliminated in British Columbia of Canada. Now scientists are trying to determine whether more of these large predatory insects are present in the region. Entomologist Akito Kawahara explains why headlines referred to murder hornets are misleading. And they've also been found in Northern Europe, the UK, and Northern Europe. One, he says, how common are these hornets in Asia and how much alarm do they cause? The Asian giant hornet Vespa mandarinia is fairly common in many parts of Asia, where it's called the giant hornet. Growing up in Japan, he says, I saw them relatively frequently in the mountains outside of Tokyo. These insects are large and distinctive, with a characteristic orange head and black banded orange body. Like any other social wasp, they will defend their nest if the colony is disrupted, but in most cases they will not do anything if people are not aggressive towards them. Giant hornets have longer stingers than honeybees, and hornets do not break off their stingers when they sting, because the hornet stingers can puncture thick clothing. People should avoid hornets and their nest whenever possible. Giant hornets frequently are attracted to tree sap. I was stung by one when I was looking for butterflies on trees. The sting is painful, but the swelling and pain is in most cases subsides in a few days. Just as with honeybee stings, an allergic reaction or anaphylaxis can occasionally put people in the hospital. In rare cases, severe reactions can become fatal, but wasp and hornet stings killed less than 13 people a year in 2017 and 18 in Japan, less than 0.00001% of the national population, in a country where many people spend time in the woods. If you're allergic to bee and wasp stings, it's best to avoid getting close to these insects in their nests. Wear white clothing outdoors, they're attracted to dark colors, and avoid carrying open-top sweet drinks such as sodas in the woods. Number 2, are you surprised that the hornets have appeared in North America? To some degree, yes. Most likely, a single fertile queen hornet entered Canada via shipping packaging and created the colony that was discovered in 2019. It's easy for invasive species to travel this way. More than 19,000 cargo containers arrive every day at U.S. ports, and inspectors can only do random searches of shipping containers. One estimate suggests that just 2% of shipments are searched for evidence of harmful organisms such as plants, pests. Many invasive species are intercepted, but some do get through. It's very unlikely that an entire colony of hornets was transferred to North America. Colonies of this hornet are often large, and the hornets would be visible and potentially aggressive if their nest were disturbed. A genetic test indicated that one of the hornets found in Washington was not related to the Canadian colony, but those results have not been published or peer-reviewed. The giant hornet has not been found in 2020 in either the US or in Canada. Number 3, in what kind of conditions do these insects need to live? Giant hornets are fairly common in mountainous regions of Asia, but they're not often seen in large cities or highly urbanized areas. They usually nest at the base of large trees and inside dead logs. The fact that they cannot tolerate extreme hot or cold temperatures makes it unlikely that they would spread to very hot or cold areas in North America. If active colonies are discovered in 220 in the Pacific Northwest, which has a more temperate climate, it's possible they could spread there. However, it's unlikely that this would happen quickly, as foraging ranges of Vespa are only about 2,300 feet from their nest. The key to prevent spread is surveillance. Anyone in the Pacific Northwest should be alert for giant hornets while they are outdoors this summer and fall. And 4, if more hornets are found, could they threaten honeybees and other pollinators? Possibly. Some media posts have described destruction of honeybee nests by what could have been the giant hornets, but honeybees are not these insects' only prey. The hornets feed on different kinds of insects and bring captured dead prey back to their hive to feed their young. In Japan, beekeepers surround their hives with wire screen nets to protect them from hornets. North American beekeepers can replicate these with wire netting from local hardware stores. Many honeybees in Asia have the ability to protect their hive from intruding giant hornets by scorching them. They wait for a hornet to enter their nest, then mob it by surrounding it completely with their bodies. Each honeybee vibrates its wings, and the combined warming of honeybee bodies raises the temperature in the center of the cluster to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 50 degrees Celsius, thus killing the hornet. Carbon dioxide levels in the nest also increase during this process, which contributes to the hornet's death. 5. Are news stories about murder hornets overreacting? Yes, very much so. In parts of Japan, people consider these hornets beneficial because they remove pests such as harmful caterpillars from crops. They are also thought to contain nutrients that have been used as ingredients in Japanese food and some strong liquors. Some people believe the hornet's essence has medical benefits. People who live in Vancouver, Seattle, or nearby should certainly take note of what these insects look like. They are 2 inches long or more, with a 3-inch wingspan, and they have distinctively orange heads and broad striped orange and black band abdomens. That's different from typical North American hornet, which have yellow or white bodies with black marks. In the unlikely case that you see a giant hornet in Washington state, don't try to remove nests yourself or spray hornets with pesticides. Cutting down trees to prevent nesting sites is also unnecessary and can affect many other kinds of natural native wildlife, including beneficial insects that are needed for pollination and decomposition. Many native insects are declining globally, and it's important to make sure these insects are not infected. They're not infected. Instead, take a photo from a distance and report it to Washington State Department of Agriculture. Photos are essential to verify that identifications are accurate. Consider also uploading your images to iNaturalist, which is one of the primary sources for information on tracking wildlife. The images are archived and carry data such as location, time of observance, and the insect's morphological features that scientists can use for research. Ikito Kawahara, Associate Professor and Curator of Insects, Florida Museum of Natural History, University of Florida. This article published in from the Conversation under Creative Commons, and it's on Science Alert. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.